William E. Allen, Jr., born 1903, died in 1981, African-American physician. As a radiologist, researcher, professor, and philanthropist, William E. Allen, Jr. was a significant influence in the field of radiology during its development in the 1930s. He focused his skills on shaping radiology as a science and as a profession, and on increasing access to education and scientific careers for other African Americans. William Edward Allen, Jr. was born August 14, 1903, just 8 years after the X-ray was discovered. The son of Marion and William Allen, a Pensacola, Florida building contractor. He attended Howard University and earned his B.S. degree in 1927 and his M.D. in 1930. By the time he completed his residency at City Hospital No. 2 in St. Louis, he had organized one of the nation's first approved training schools for black X-ray technicians at St. Mary's Infirmary. In 1935, 1 year after the American Board of Radiology examinations were established, he became the first African American certified X-ray technician. By the late 1930s, Allen had established one of the first approved residencies in radiology for minorities. He also became a founding member of the National Medical Association's Commission on X-ray and Radium. Several months before the United States entered World War II, Allen volunteered for active military service. However, since there was no place in the segregated military for a black radiologist, he accepted assignment as a battalion surgeon. When a military hospital staffed by black medical officers was established at Fort Huachuca, Arizona, Allen became its chief of X-ray service. He provided elementary radiology training for medical officers headed for hospitals in most of the war's theaters. He also established the first and only Black Women's Army Corps School for X-ray technologists. In 1945, he was elected to fellowship in the American College of Radiology. Returning to Homer G. Phillips Hospital in St. Louis after the war, Allen immediately established yet another school for X-ray technologists, which eventually gained international recognition. For the first 2 years after the war, he served as consultant on radiology to the U.S. Secretary of War. In 1949, the National Medical Association Radiology Section was born, and Allen served as its first chairman. Long active with the NMA, he was elected vice president of the organization in the early 1960s. As radiology developed from a chiefly diagnostic tool in its early years to having treatment applications for tumors and cancer, Allen's career followed the emerging fields of radiology and radiation oncology. His later research focused on nuclear medicine and radiation therapy in prostate tumors and carcinoma of the cervix. In addition to his research and writings, Allen taught for many years at St. Louis University Medical School and gained the rank of emeritus professor at the Washington University School of Medicine. In addition to founding several training schools, he developed scholarships for students from Haiti, Nigeria, Liberia, and South Africa to study radiology. Through his efforts, more than 24 men and women became X-ray technologists, 5 became diagnostic radiologists. He also spearheaded efforts that brought West Africa its first cobalt training. He also spearheaded efforts that brought West Africa its first cobalt treatment unit. He also spearheaded efforts that brought West Africa its first cobalt treatment unit. The American College of Radiology presented Allen with a gold medal in 1974. Homer G. Phillips Hospital, Howard University, the St. Louis chapter of the NAACP, the American Cancer Society, and the National Medical Association all presented him their highest awards for service. In 1978, the American Board of Radiologists inaugurated a series of annual lectures in his honor. On December 31st, 1981, Allen succumbed to stomach cancer at the age of 78. He was survived by his wife Paralee Batts Allen, a former head nurse at Homer G. Phillips Hospital. Citations and sources are in the description of this audio.